Grizzlies. It's game 4 between the Grizzlies and the San Antonio Spurs. Welcome inside FedEx Forum for game number 4 with the San Antonio Spurs trailing 2-1. Matt Devon alongside the Hall of Famer Kevin McHale will be joined by Mark Fine. Spurs, the number 1 seed, down 2-1. How do they approach game 4?
Well, they understand that 3-1 hole is so hard to dig out of. They don't want to get that. They're going to leave it on the floor tonight. I tell you, that championship medal will be tested by the San Antonio Spurs, but I expect them to come out, and they're going to die hard if they go down. Those guys are going to fight tonight. I expect a great game out of San Antonio.
All right, time now for the starting lineups, and they talked about it in the studio. You take a look at the point guard matchup with Tony Parker and Mike Conley.
Yeah, Michael Conley just fought Tony Parker toe-to-toe. I mean, they've gone at it now, and the people in Memphis have to be so excited about that. I think going in, a lot of people thought Parker might have the upper hand.
Let's send it over to Mark Fine. Mark?
Yeah, a little loud in here, huh,
yeah,
guys?
Can you hear me?
I talked to Coach Popovich about what they've got to do differently in this game, guys, and he said, look, he's overall very pleased with the way his team's playing. They've out-rebounded Memphis, which actually surprised them a little bit. They've been to the free throw line more times. They just got to shoot better. 6 out of his 9 players shooting below 40% in the series. He says they've got to improve on that, but he also credited the Grizzlies' defense. Guys?
All right, underway from Memphis, Tennessee, San Antonio with the basketball here in game 4. And the back cut, pass is stolen away. Tony Allen gives it to Conley. Memphis Grizzlies took game 3 at home, 91-88. Game 4 here in Memphis. Zach Randolph squares up.
That Debo shot against Timmy. Jab steps into him, fades back a little bit, knocks down that little left-handed 15, 18-footer.
Antonio McDyess is starting. He suffered an injury late in the 4th quarter, compressed nerve in his neck. He takes a jumper and it doesn't go. Conley with Parker on him. Gasol and Zach Randolph have been so difficult for San Antonio to deal with, and then you mix in Mike Conley.
Yeah, you mix in Mike Conley, and you mix in Mike Conley making 17, 18-foot jump shots. His quickness is what you're afraid of. You're more afraid of him driving. He starts making that jump shot and becomes a very tough cover.
Averaging 14 points in this series. Greg Popovich telling us they need a big game out of Tony Parker.
Yeah, they said Tony had too many turnovers last game. Thought he tried making too many clever plays and too many cute plays. Just go out and make basic, simple basketball plays, make some shots, and you know, just let the game come to you a little bit.
Gasol, the double comes. Randolph, shot clock down to 5. Randolph, shot doesn't go.
Oh, he made a 3 at the end of the last game. He's starting to get 3 happy now. What's going on, Zebo?
Well, you know, when you make a shot like that, Kevin, right? You're starting to feel good about yourself as Tony Parker on the inside.
And that's where Tony operates so well. He's one of the best finishing small men I've seen in all my years in the NBA. And he's been missing those shots, Matt. He's had decent shots. He's just missed a lot of them, and they need a big game out of Tony, as you said earlier.
And Kevin, he's shooting just 34% from the field. Conley on the inside. Ginobili saves it. Jefferson gives it to Parker. San Antonio, the number 1 3-point shooting team in the NBA. And that one's knocked away. It's going to be Memphis basketball. They have not done that here in the postseason.
And this is where little Tony's so clever. I mean, he's getting, he pump fakes, he steps through, he uses the glass, he reverses it. He's just clever. I mean, he's shooting that against the big man in Zach Randolph and gets it under him.
Has all 4 points for the San Antonio Spurs. Here's Tony Allen. Allen pulls up, and it pops out. Gasol just reaches right over Duncan and takes it. Sam Young clears out for Randolph. Up top, here's Conley, launches. Young on the inside, and McDyess handles it. Ginobili.
Gets a kind bounce there, knocks it up, hits the front of the rim, a little touch off the glass. That's called shooter's touch, Matt.
You know what? I've never seen that for myself. You would know all about that. You know, first quarters have been such an issue for the San Antonio Spurs as Conley drains another one.
Well, they're trying to go under. We're getting the first quarters again, which I agree with you. San Antonio's got to play better in the first quarter. They're going under the pick and roll and challenging Conley to make shots. And I mean, if he's going to make those shots and then he makes you be aggressive on the pick and roll, he's so hard to cover. And there's Tony Parker again, doing what he does best, Matt. I mean, he is so clever down there. It's amazing.
Has 6 of the 8. He is 3 of 3. And San Antonio 4 of 5 here to begin things in Memphis. Grizzlies lead the series 2-1. Sam Young fires over Jefferson. Shot doesn't go, and Duncan clears it to Parker. Grizzlies are just 3 of 8. San Antonio with Tony Parker going right to the rim.
Yeah, Zach's holding his hand there a little bit. He banged it somehow. He looking a little uncomfortable, but again, boy, in this game right now, it'll take more than that to knock him out of this game. That guy's a competitor, and he's found new life here in Memphis, Matt. You know, he bounced around a little bit, and boy, he's found a home here and just did a contract extension. That's what happens when you win the first game. You have a playoff series, get a contract extension. I wish I'd have got one every time we won the first game. That didn't happen with me and Red Auerbach.
Red didn't treat you like that?
No, he didn't. I was very impressed with Zach. He had a big first game. They won the first game in San Antonio, and he signed a big multi-million-dollar, multi-year contract that night on the plane ride home. Like, they didn't even go home. They went back to the hotel.
Here's Parker at the free throw line. Parker, well, Greg Popovich mentioned this, and yeah, Parker, I think he heard him.
Yeah, I'd say
8 of 10.
Absolutely, Matt. Coach Popovich said, Tony, we need you. You got to bring it. He surely is.
Gasol with the hook.
Beautiful pass and just nice footwork. What set up that jump hook was that footwork, Matt. The right foot really coming around hard, squaring his body, and getting that jump hook off. Nice footwork, nice touch there by Marc Gasol.
Gasol averaging close to 18 points in this series. George Hill swings it. McDyess, here's Ginobili up top. And Tony Allen's going to get called for the foul. Monty McCutcheon, Eric Lewis, Bill Spooner are 3 officials here this evening.
Look at the nice pass here. He catches it, and watch him drive that right leg into that shot, get that nice extension. That's key to jump hooks. All you youngsters out there, get that right foot going in hard into that right hand, get extension, and get that ball a little elevation and soft touch. And Gasol showed you how to do it.
Was he talking to you before the game about how to get that done?
No, no, he wasn't.
No? Because you know.
Yes, I do. I made a few of those back in the day.
Ginobili, the 3. Shot doesn't go. McDyess is there on the offensive glass for the putback.
Yeah, it's a good start for San Antonio. They got Tony Parker going. They're hitting the glass on the offensive end. They're trying to get out and run and doing all the things Coach Popovich talked about with us, you know, and they said, hey, we got to make some shots. We got to be aggressive.
Sam Young with an up fake. Air ball. And a whistle. And there is a foul. And it's on Antonio McDyess.
That was a late whistle. Yeah, McDyess is working through a pinched nerve on his shoulder, and he's a little dinged up. And I tell you what, Antonio is not too happy with that call. And that whistle came in very late as you saw Young drive baseline and airballed it, and then called the foul here from the far slot. So fortunate call there for Memphis, Matt.
So Sam Young at the free throw line. Young averaging 8 points in this series. And Lionel Hollins had a lot of great things to say about Sam Young. He said early on in the season, at the end of the bench, we were pumping oxygen to him, trying to get some life. And
he was down there so far deep in the bench where they had oxygen going to him so he could stay awake.
But because of injuries, he got opportunities, and then he was able to sustain that opportunity and be successful as McDyess drills the open look. And a 5-point advantage now for the Spurs.
And Matt, that shot that McDyess just hit is the one he's been missing steady. They've been giving him that 17, 18-foot jump shot. And that's normally Dice's shot. And if he, again, he's going to have to make some of those shots.
Young up and under move with a left hand. San Antonio, the #1 seed in the West, down 2 games to 1. They lead here by 3 in the first quarter into Memphis. Duncan backs down on Gasol on a repost. Tim Duncan going to work down low. Foul is on Zach Randolph. It's 16-11. Great start for San Antonio. Parker has 8. San Antonio is 7 of 9 here in the Mid-South. 3 to take game 1 in San Antonio. Game 2, Manu Ginobili was back from that right elbow injury, and the Spurs took it. Game 3 on Saturday here in Memphis, and it came down to this. Zach Randolph, 41 seconds left. He drills a 3, and you look at this series in San Antonio trailing 2 games to 1.
Yeah, and tell you, the San Antonio Spurs understand the importance of this game as McDyess misses the free throw. They're coming out, they're shooting the ball, they have a lot of zip in their step, and we talked about it in the open, Matt. Going down 3-1, boy, that is a hard hill to climb, and they do not want to be in that position after this game 4.
Duncan's bucket counted, and then Zach Randolph committed a foul off of the ball on McDyess, leading to that free throw on the inside, battling Randolph, and he's fouled. Let's check in with a Mark 5.
Yeah, guys, during that last time out, Lionel Hollins sat in front of his team, kind of sat there for a second and just looked at them and said, hey, guys, this is a desperate team, a team in a desperate situation, and they're coming out with a different energy tonight. We need to match that energy. And he started writing out some plays for him, guys.
I appreciate it, Mark. Kevin, he didn't necessarily, go the Bruce Willis route that you did, but
the diehard.
Yes, the diehard. But it was close.
Yeah, well, yeah. Lionel's been around a long time, and he understands the importance of this game. And this guy right there is so important in their wins. You can see that Zach Randolph gets it done, and in their losses, he struggles a little bit. And again, he wasn't the most important person that Popovich was worried about. He said Marc Gasol was his biggest concern on that Memphis on the Memphis team, but he knows that Randolph and Gasol are really a good 1-2 punch and as good a 4 or 5 combination as there is in the league.
Well, you could certainly add into that as Hill takes a jumper and sticks it. The Marc Gasol combination with Zach Randolph, because they have combined in the 2 wins for better than 45 points and nearly 19 rebounds, shooting 58%. And they're extremely concerned about Gasol, the younger brother of Powell. Young gives it to Allen on the inside, tough angle, and there's a call.
Wow, how about that interior passing by the Grizz? Great little drop-off pass, and I tell you, he threw a little bullet across there, and Zach Randolph has great hands. He caught that ball and went up really quickly, and Zach doesn't jump higher than 2 or 3 inches on any one shot. He's got such good hands, and he's clever around the basket. He quick shoots you, you pump fakes you. He's just a clever scorer. Just one, very unique too for a guy who hangs out in the paint most of the time and doesn't jump very well.
Jefferson committed the foul. One of 4 players this season to average. Bonner checks in for Antonio McDyess. The other names, you talked about, Zach Randolph and getting new life. The other guys in the NBA, Dwight Howard, Blake Griffin, Kevin Love. You got a Defensive Player of the Year, the Most Improved Player of the Year, more than likely the Rookie of the Year, and then you got Zach Randolph. That's the company he keeps.
Yeah, that's good company. He's hanging out with the right people with those numbers.
Shane Battier also on the floor for Memphis. Parker on a crossover, gives it at the elbow. Here's Duncan, shot doesn't go, and Randolph comes down with it. Greg Popovich telling us that George Hill, he'd like to get a lot of minutes out of him. And the bench has certainly been an issue. Battier, the 3, it doesn't go. Matt Bonner and that bench, they have not produced the way that they did during the regular season. Parker gives it up. Knocked away by Battier. Conley. Under 4 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter. Randolph has it knocked away, and it's going to be Memphis basketball. Spurs lead by 3.
That was a good point, Matt. They bring in Bonner. They get much smaller now. Can Bonner handle the bigger, stronger Zach Randolph? Can you get him off the ball? He's fronting all the time down there. And when you front, you give up offensive glass. A lot of things happen when you front. It makes your defensive weak side sag in there. So let's see if that opens up some opportunities for other Grizzlies players.
Allen has it knocked away. Randolph with the shot clock down, fires it. No, and Jefferson is able to climb in there and grab the rebound. Allen plays for the steal. Bonner. Battier comes away with a rebound. Matt Bonner struggling. 3 of 10 in the series. Randolph has Bonner on him. Double. Good job by Jefferson knocking it away.
Great weak side help there by Jefferson.
Deflected. 3 on 3. Conley push shot. No. And a timeout by Greg Popovich. That's the kind of pace Grizzlies want.
Yeah.
Get it out, get a little bit hectic, right?
I was going to say, it started getting chaotic, and Coach Popovich said, hey, all this chaos, slow it down. I'm calling a timeout. Let's regroup.
Issues they've had here in this series.
Yeah, and I tell you what, right here is what catches my eye. That number right there led the NBA. And when you look at where he's dropped down to, I mean, he needs to make shots. Matt Bonner is a three-point shooting guy, and he's got to make shots for them to spread that court.
In Game 3, San Antonio 2 of 15 from beyond the arc. They are 0 of 2. Thiago Splitter, for the first time, we see him on the floor in this series. Hill, the corner 3, not there. And Conley comes away with it. Splitter guarding Gasol.
I'm sorry, Matt. Yeah, they brought Splitter in for this reason right here. They're going to try to use that big body and just try to get another guy some length on him and just try to bang and push Marc Gasol. And San Antonio just needs more length on the floor.
Splitter, the rookie from Brazil.
2 minutes.
Came from the Spanish League. Here's Bonner. And a floater.
Matt said, if I can't make a three, well, I'm going to drive it in. I'm going to try to make something else happen. And good play by Matt. I mean, sometimes, hey, the three's not going. You got to do other stuff. I mean, just can't stand out there and be stubborn. If it's not going in, put the ball on the floor and try to help your team in other ways.
A.J. Mayo and Darrell Arthur on the floor for Memphis. Here's a nice shot by Battier.
Yeah, Memphis likes that Battier-Hill matchup. Battier is much bigger than Hill on that post, and you're going to see them go to that and post up more often.
Trying to post up Bonner, so Bonner now flips it up.
The Red Rockets said, heck with those threes. I'm going in the paint. A lot easier down there. I could have told them that. It's a lot easier in that paint, and you have a turnover there by Conley.
Conley turning it over.
Matt, that's why I hung down there. It's a lot easier down there. Yeah,
we talked about your three-point shooting. Thiago Splitter.
Nice follow by Splitter. And boy, that young man, after not playing in the first 3 games, you need something to happen well. Start that game off. He comes in, gets an offensive putback, and he's all pumped up. And he's going to, like I say, he'll be putting a body on Marc Gasol. He's a tough young man.
They know one another well, having played in Spain. Here's Battier, the 3, in and out. Arthur, and it's knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Memphis basketball.
And then with the Spurs, they try to create three-point shots. And Splitter throws one, and look at, they get a guy that runs out there hard, chase him off that three-point line. They do not want the San Antonio Spurs shooting threes, and they're working hard at keeping them. You know, during the regular season, the Spurs shoot 21, 22 threes a game. They got them shooting 15 threes.
Battier. Spurs make better than 8 a game during the regular season. They're down to 5 in this series. Splitter through the fingertips out of bounds into Memphis with a 4.4-second differential. Game clock, shot clock will have it. Game 2 in San Antonio that the Spurs won. At the end of the first quarter, it was tied at 17. The Grizzlies have won the other 2 first quarters in this series. Gravis Vasquez on the floor for Memphis. Haddadi also on the floor. He comes up to set the screen. Hill takes it right to the rim.
Oof, that's a killer right there. I mean, really an unforced turnover.
Vasquez
makes up
gets
for
it back.
Yeah, exactly.
And that one,
he throws a long one. Almost looks like it was going to go in.
You talk about Vasquez like, well, he's going to help you, help them.
Vasquez is one of those guys. He scares you if you're a coach when you put him in. He scares the other coach when he's a scares you, scares me player, Matt.
San Antonio right now putting a scare into Memphis. They're shooting 63% as we go to the second quarter.
With Coach Popovich, Coach Manu said yesterday he thought energy and desire were real important in this series. Did you see what you want in terms of energy in that first quarter?
Sure, I thought we were very active, played hard.
What about Tiago Splitter? A lot of folks around the country getting their first look at him. What are your expectations for him? What do you want to get out of him in this game?
Well, he's a little bit bigger. He's a blue-collar kind of guy, and we just want to give him a chance to get out there and do some work.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck, guys.
All right, Mark, underway here in the second quarter. O.J. Mayo on the inside. Wild shot doesn't go. Darrell Arthur cleaning up.
Arthur's given him good, solid minutes. Matt, he goes out there, plays about 17 minutes a game, and he has positive contribution all the time. There you saw him get an offensive rebound and throw it back down.
Bonner from the corner. Battier with a rebound. Battier, Haddadi, Mayo, Arthur, and Vasquez. Hill, Splitter, Jefferson, and Ginobili and Bonner on the floor for San Antonio. And the foul's going to be charged to Haddadi as he was trying to handle Tiago Splitter. And you see Tiago Splitter has been playing professionally since he was 15 years of age. He grew up idolizing Tim Duncan, wore the number 21.
You think he asked him for number 21 when he got to?
No, 22.
I know, but I'm saying, did you think he asked him, you want to give me your number? No.
I don't think that. Anybody ask for 32?
Everybody. Go and take it.
You did. Take a look at the first quarter summary. San Antonio winning it +5 and shooting 63%, highest for the quarter.
That number, 63%, Matt, when you're shooting, 41-7 for the series so far, it must feel like you're just on fire. I mean, well, they are on fire, but that's got to feel so good for Spurs to see the ball going in the hole.
Spurs 0-5, though, from three-point range. Splitter active on the inside. So his length and size and energy making a difference that Popovich wanted.
Pop called it right. He's a blue-collar worker. He was the best center over in Europe for years, and Fran Vasquez and he kind of fought it out for the best center over there. He's a blue-collar, hard-working guy, and Arthur take a hard drive to the rim there.
Knocked away by Mayo. Vasquez, a draft pick of Orlando. And Splitter, 26 years of age, running the floor hard, getting back. Here's Vasquez. Gravis Vasquez.
Well, making something happen. Like I said, Matt, he scares everybody when he gets on the floor. He's active. He's not going to go out there and not make an impact. He really tries to press the envelope sometimes and tries to do things he probably shouldn't do, but he's an active player.
Splitter. Sweeping hook. Battier with the rebound. Vasquez, a rookie out of the University of Maryland. Spots up the three. Gets the roll. At 5. Air ball. O.J. Mayo right to the rim. you very much, Ernie. And how about that game Saturday? Brandon Roy in Portland against Dallas, coming back down 23.
Unreal. You know what? Just the whole environment in Portland was just like in here. I mean, what a great crowd here in Memphis. Manu Ginobili driving hard, pulling up left-handed three. Big shot by Manu. But again, the energy in this building is unbelievable, Matt.
Ended a 7-0 run. I think Manu Ginobili heard Charles Barkley last night talking about how much he loves Joakim Noah now, and Drew Holiday's one of his favorite players. And
Manu's gone down. He feels slighted. Slighted. But he's going to play better now because of it.
No question. He's inspired.
First of all, you got to earn Chuck's love. That's the deal.
Is that it?
That's it.
You get injured and then you're out.
You get a bad right elbow and you're all done.
Chuck talking about how much he loves Drew Holiday, the point guard of Philadelphia, and of course Joakim Noah of Chicago. Jefferson on the inside, and it's out of bounds. Memphis ball. San Antonio up 1, 31-30. Conley, Haddadi, Vadier, Arthur, Mayo. Parker with Splitter, Ginobili, Bonner, and Jefferson on the floor for the Spurs. Haddadi, tough angle.
Yeah, Splitter, nice defense there. Pushed Haddadi out. Again, used his body, got him out of the paint, and made Haddadi take a tough shot.
Second time Haddadi is playing in the series. Played in game 1. Ginobili knocked away. Splitter gathers it. And a crafty move by Splitter on the inside.
Manu gets in there, gets it deflected. Splitter picks it up, goes up hard, throws in the little left-handed jump hook, get a chance to go to the free throw line, and I tell you what, clever move by Coach Popovich, holding him on the bench for those first 3 games, Matt, then breaking him up in game 4. A lot of guys don't do that.
You don't go with that theory?
No. I tell you what, though, he's been rewarded, and that's what you love about Coach Popovich. He'll put guys in and out of the game, and he said, hey, Splitter's going to have to play for us tonight. And I'm sure he went to him yesterday and said, Tiago, get ready. And I love when a guy who doesn't play a lot keeps himself ready and then gets in the game and really has an impact.
Splitter drafted in 2007, first round, 28th overall, has 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 minutes of action. And they liked him so much, they actually traded Luis Scola as Gasol works on the inside.
Gasol is so long. He's got great hands, Matt. He tipped that ball to himself, hit the rim, gathered it, went to the other side, and did a little flip shot. He is really clever, Marc Gasol, and just, I'm so impressed with his improvement.
Tony Parker had 8 of the first 10. Has 10 points now. 3-point advantage.
He hasn't missed from the field yet, Matt. I mean, he is really on fire right now and shooting the ball very, very well.
Gasol can't take it away from Splitter. Splitter is providing exactly what Popovich wanted off of the bench. 8 minutes of work.
He's rebounding. He went to the offensive glass, got a couple tip-ins, made a little left-handed jump hook, and really just doing a beautiful job there for the Spurs.
And lost out of bounds, and Parker racing over and saying that it was touched by Memphis. They want the call reversed, and they're saying no. It's Memphis basketball.
And the one thing Tony's doing right now is turning it over too much. That's his 5th turnover, Matt. He's shooting well and stuff, but again, Coach Popovich wants simple plays. Just hit the open man. Let your teammate make the plays. Don't try to be overly creative. Just, make simple basketball plays.
O.J. Mayo gets it back, gathers, finds Gasol. Randolph thought about it. Shot clock down to 2. Conley. Conley drills it. Tied at 35. Gets hung up on a Duncan screen. And Parker in the lane. And a foul on O.J. Mayo.
Yeah, Conley got hit on a screen out here and was complaining a little bit that it was a moving screen, and Again, Tony's taking that ball in the middle of the paint. You're going to have some turnovers, Matt, when you drive the gut of the paint. And I think Pops can live with those as long as he's making shots and giving you a positive just thrust on the offensive end.
Here's the three by Parker. Connects.
Yeah, he needs to quit passing and just start shooting. He's got 5 turnovers. He hasn't missed a shot yet.
Mayo underneath, and he is fouled. Parker, that's his first made 3 of the series. Puts San Antonio up by 3. And the foul on Jefferson.
Good ball movement. That's what happens when you make a hard drive in the paint. It collapses the defense. Parker lines it up, feeling confident, taking it home, and we got Elvis on the screen.
He's in the building.
I love Elvis.
In this series is Mike Conley and Tony Parker, and Coach Popovich says he really needs more out of Parker, and Conley says trying to play Parker is so tough that it makes it tougher for him on the offensive end. He says while he's defending him, hey, he's not the quickest guy in the league anymore, but he can get to the hoop as well, if not better, than anybody in the league. Tires him out quite a bit, makes him have to focus more on the offensive end. Matt, Kevin?
On a kick out, O.J. Mayo delivers a 3.
Now, Mark's exactly right on that Conley-Parker matchup. It's hard guarding Parker. And you know what? It's hard guarding Conley. They're both really quick, 2 lightning quick guards out there. And again, I think the Memphis Grizzlies are so excited that Conley's been able to play him up to this point, Matt, to a standstill.
Gary Neal in. And Parker, though, 13 points, 5 of 5 from the field. And Hill heads to the free throw line. TNT this June get back to the beat with summer's coolest comp. Don't miss the season premiere of Memphis Beat this June only on TNT. Hill at the line, 19 of 22 in the series. And Gasol comes in. And Gasol, 4 points, 5 rebounds. Tied at 39, and San Antonio shooting 57% from the field, Kevin. And Randolph and Gasol have a combined 10 points. How about that?
Great weak side cut by Mayo and a perfect pass from Zach Randolph. And that's one part of his game that he's really improved on, Matt. He was a guy that would have held that ball and not hit cutters, but now his teammates trust him. He trusts his teammates, and beautiful pass by Zach Randolph.
Averaging 3 assists in the series. Mayo has the last 6 for Memphis. Memphis by 2. Back down a move. Duncan. Shot doesn't go. It's awful tough for the veteran Duncan to continue to try to battle underneath with the body of Gasol. Deep post position for Gasol.
3 seconds foul line.
3-second violation on Gasol.
Yeah, he's right over here. You can see him now. He's gonna sprint through that lane in a great drop-off pass by Zach Randolph. And again, nothing like a great pass that gets your teammates excited and gets the crowd into it and getting O.J. Mayo off on a good start here.
Whistle and a foul, offensive foul. It's on McDyess, his second.
Foul number 34, Antonio McDyess, his second personal.
Spurs, their largest lead, 7. Memphis now up by 2. Shot clock under 10. Conley open. Conley, shot doesn't go, and McDyess is able to reach in and grab the rebound. Huge game. San Antonio, the #1 seed in the West. Here, game 4 down 2 games to 1. Memphis, the first time they're back in the postseason since 2006. McDyess, tough angle, and Randolph comes away with it.
Great box out by Randolph. Didn't have to jump on that rebound. Just let it come to him. Great position by Randolph.
Gasol, and a lot of pushing and shoving, and a foul. And a foul on McDyess, and a technical foul now on Antonio McDyess.
Number 34, Antonio McDyess.
frustrated Antonio McDyess heading back toward the Spurs bench.
And big Marc Gasol goes in there, just keeps pressure on him, and he takes his mouthpiece and fires it down the floor, and he gets a technical foul. And he better settle down a little bit, though, Matt. They'll call another one on him. He's doing a lot of barking right now.
That's his third. Bonner checks in. Juwan Blair, who started 65 games, played in 81, has not played here. He has struggled throughout this series from a matchup standpoint.
Yeah, the length of the Grizzlies have really given him trouble, and so he's kind of gone away from him. Splitter's taking his minutes, and Splitter did a great job. I anticipate we'll see a lot more of Splitter.
Flip shot. And it's a one-point game, 42-41. Ginobili has 10. And a foul. And you see Ginobili actually with 7. Tony Parker leading the way with 13, had 8 of the first 10.
And look at that, Splitter
right there in the middle.
Splitter and Hill off the bench, 11 points off the bench, giving them a nice bench production for the Spurs.
Memphis, 42-41, expanding the lead, high-low action.
That's what happens when you front. We talked about it. You start fronting the post because Bonner's smaller. He's afraid to let Zach Randolph catch the ball. You front, and you have a clever passer like Marc Gasol. He's going to make you pay. You got a layup on that front.
Ginobili scoops it up. Ginobili steps back. The three doesn't go. Tapped out, controlled by Hill. Parker right to the rim.
Whoa, he just left Mayo in his tracks on that right to left crossover. Had a straight line drive, and he's really good at getting in there and making plays at that rim, Tony Parker.
San Antonio touches it last. 2:07 remaining in the first half. Memphis up by 1.
Yeah, you can see the little pick and roll here. They're going to try to go in. Oh, no, that's pick and roll. It's the high-low. They went in there, and that's what they do. They play good between the two of the big fellas, Gasol and Randolph.
That was a great decision. You slowed it down, and when you saw that open, you took off. That was great. Way to be strong. Way to be strong.
Kevin, Lionel Hollins is a great communicator.
Yes.
And he had so much to draw on playing for the 1977 Portland Trailblazer team that won it all.
Dr. Jack Ramsey, and I've often said, when you coach, you got to be willing to tell the guys what they do really well, because you're on them a lot about what they don't do well, because you got to correct them, but you got to tell them what you're happy with and how pleased you are. And Lionel doing a great job of communicating and telling Mayo how happy he was with the decision making, and all that is so good and so positive, and it really helped, again, build that whole team.
And he's had a lot of long conversations with O.J. Mayo throughout the course of this year, and recently sat him down and talked to him on a plane ride and just said, you know what, you have stood tall this year.
Yeah, a lot of adversity. I mean, you know, he had a lot of things happen, was suspended, got into a fight on the plane, as you see Conley in there.
Whoa, what a move by Mike Conley.
Man, that was a Tony Parker imitation if I've ever seen one. That was just a beautiful finish by Conley. But again, finishing up on Mayo, just had a lot of stuff happen to him, and he went to him and just said, I'm really proud of you, and your character shined through, and everybody likes to hear that. And like, again, great communication by Lionel Hollins, the train.
Number retired in Portland. Duncan, no. Randolph, Conley pushing it. Allen on the inside. And Tony Allen unable to get one to fall. He has struggled offensively, but defensively, he makes a difference. And a foul. And the foul is going to be charged to Mike Conley, and Tim Duncan, just 2 points, 4 rebounds.
On his 35th birthday. Timmy Duncan's 35 today, and he was hoping for more than 2 points as a present there.
Let's go to Atlanta and join Ernie Johnson. EJ? That's all right.
Yeah, don't worry about it,
that.
EJ. We'll cover it for you, baby. That was, again, Bonner was fronting Randolph, and the weak side had to come all the way over, so Allen did what he's supposed to. He went right to the front of the rim, and that was a basket caused by, as you see, George Hill knock down a 3. But that basket for the Grizzlies was caused again by a front, Matt, and that fronting opens up a lot of things for other players.
How about Dallas and Portland? Ginobili comes away with a steal behind the back. Ginobili behind the back again. Parker.
Wow.
Sweet.
2 behind the backs by Manu coming down, throws it over to Parker, and Parker just lofts a high little teardrop over Marcus Gasol.
Parker, 7 of 7, 19 points. Allen has it deflected. The 3, air ball. Randolph, and there's going to be a foul.
Great steal by Manu coming from the baseline. 1 behind the back. Let's go behind the back and a flip shot. I tell you what, that's Manu Ginobili right there. Just making things happen, getting the steal, going down behind the back. And he plays on the edge all the time, Matt. You know, every once in a while Manu gets a little out of control, but that much, he was very much under control in that play.
Bonner picked up a foul. And so 14 seconds on the shot clock, reset. 14.2 on the game clock. Timeout taken by Lionel Hollins. And a chance to design. Spurs with a 2-point advantage right now at the end of the first half. It's Memphis ball as we take a look at the East and the Celtics with the sweep of the New York Knicks.
Yeah, this is going in. Everybody said, boy, Boston and New York are going to play a long, dragged out series, 4-0 nothing. Atlanta goes in 3-1 on on Orlando. Excuse me, Atlanta's up 3-1 on Orlando. And again, you know, I think everybody thought the Bulls would take care of the Pacers, but the Pacers fought back, and you know, a lot of very compelling matchups shaping up. Celtics Heat.
Very compelling.
Very. Way to add on to that, Matt.
Not there yet.
I was looking for something, and you did. Very compelling. Very impressive.
Yes, well, thank you, Kevin. Conley up top. Gasol, Mayo, Randolph, and Young. Here's Conley. He's got to go. Shot clock violation. And 2/10 is going to be added to the clock. And .2.
Great step up there by Tim Duncan on that pick and roll. The clock went down. He stepped up on Conley. Didn't give him anything, and right now you got nothing to do. Just drop it in, and hey, if you're San Antonio, be happy. You're going in with a 2-point lead.
50-48. San Antonio Spurs, the #1 seed, with the lead in a game that they have to get. When we return on the other side, EJ and the guys with the T-Mobile halftime report. here in Memphis, Tennessee. The San Antonio Spurs in Game 4 lead 50-48. And Kevin McHale at the top talked about that matchup of Tony Parker and Mike Conley. And for Parker, he does have 5 turnovers, but outside of that, he's perfect across the board shooting.
He's offensively in a rhythm right now, shooting the ball and really being active. And just, again, you know, when he makes that jump shot right there, Matt, he becomes so hard to guard because he can do that. He can get inside. He goes around big guys. He's just clever. And again, you know, that three-pointer for him is just gravy on top of it. And when you look at Memphis, you know, San Antonio shoots 55%. You know, they're down 2. But Memphis has got to get their big guys going, Matt. In their wins, they've had 45 points. They have 13 points at half, and those two big trains from Memphis are going to have to really get it rolling. Randolph and Gasol.
They're combined 4 of 8 from the field. Mark?
Yeah, I talked to Memphis head assistant Johnny Davis, guys, about what they talked about during the half. I'm sure this is going to come as a huge shock to you. They think they need to stop Tony Parker from getting into the lane on the defensive end. As for offensively, they want Zach Randolph to establish himself in the post a lot quicker. They said he's making it way too easy for the Spurs to front him. They want him to establish himself quicker so they can get the ball into him.
All right, thank you. As we mentioned, you know, Randolph and Gasol combined 13 points, 4 of 8. Randolph 2 of 5. He is 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Randolph gives it up top here. Sam Young drains it and ties it at 50. The first 3 games of this series decided by a total of 12 points, Kevin.
Yeah, total points-wise, they both are averaging 93, the exact same thing. Not a lot of separation between these teams. They are 2 very equally matched teams.
Jefferson. Shot doesn't fall. Randolph comes down with it. Yet one's a number 1 seed with the best record out west, second to best record of the NBA. And the other one, the 8th seed, although since January 1st, Kevin.
Great job, man. I agree. You know, San Antonio Spurs, you see Gasol make a nice little spin move on Splitter, who they decided to start, which is very good move by Coach Popovich. You know, reward him, but you got Gasol on there. But anyways, since January 1st, the Spurs are 33-17, and the Memphis Grizzlies are 32-18, so almost identical records. So this is not a classic 1 versus 8. 8 just happy to sneak in the playoffs. Memphis Grizzlies have played very well from January 1st on. So again, like I said, there's not much separation, Matt, in this series up to this point, and I expect it to be just another dogfight game coming down to, as Coach Pop said, who's going to make a couple shots at the end. And it's funny, Lionel Hall said the same thing. They said, well, it'll come down and someone's going to make a couple shots at the end and get a little separation and get the win.
McDyess with 3 personal fouls in the first half and a technical foul. Splitter was extremely active, 6 points, 4 rebounds in that first half. Splitter on the floor with Parker. Jefferson, Duncan, and Ginobili up top. Ginobili finds Duncan. Jefferson. Shot clock at 5. Splitter on the inside. Shot doesn't go. Randolph comes away with it with Conley, Gasol, Allen, and Young. Conley using the Gasol screen. Marc Gasol looks around. Shot doesn't go. And Parker's able to control it. Memphis by 2 here early on in this 3rd quarter. Deflected, knocked away. Tony Allen, and a foul.
And that's where Tony's at his best, you know, getting steals, deflections, get out and running. And when they're doing that, like we talked about it earlier a little bit, Matt, and Coach Popovich called the timeout after it got all scrambled and chaotic. The Memphis Grizzlies actually like playing some of that chaotic basketball. You know, they got athletes, they get out, they get after it, and Tony Allen leads that kind of chaotic brigade.
Kick ball, like Greg Popovich said, you take a look at what they do from a defensive standpoint. They're able to pack it in on the inside, and then they're athletic enough to run out,
exactly.
Close out on the 3-point line.
It's the old accordion thing. You know what? You got to pack it in, then you got to fire back out. You got to in and out, in and out, in and out. That's the way you play defense in this league, and they have great athletes that can get in and out. Nice pass by Conley, boy. Good hands by Gasol. There was a very small window for Conley to slip that pass through him. Nice hard roll, and I love when big guys roll. This picking and popping stuff drives me half crazy. Big guy, if you're 7 foot, roll to the front of the rim. Get down there in front of the paint. Something good will happen.
That little pick and pop 15-foot
oh,
face
my goodness gracious. If you're 7 foot, you can get a 15-footer anytime you want out there, okay?
And Gasol, the first one doesn't go. And how about this? The younger brother, you would not think of this.
No, when I told you that Gasol was averaging 18 and 12, you'd say Powell.
Yeah.
It's not. It's Marc Gasol just playing great basketball here. And again, just, you know, his skill set has been there, but he got his body in much better shape. He's improving all the time. He's just getting, every time I watch him, he adds another little facet to his game. It's just, he's really just improving and a fun guy for me to watch.
Ginobili gives it in the corner. Here's Parker. The three doesn't go. Tapped out. And it's out of bounds. It's going to be Memphis basketball. Hill on the floor for Jefferson, who picked up his third. Gasol in his third season, 26 years of age. He is +6 in points and nearly +5 in rebounds from his regular season numbers to the postseason. And there's a foul on Splitter. And Splitter just picked up his second. Score Spurs and Grizzlies playoff gear now at NBAstore.com and get free shipping on any order over $85. NBAstore.com. One store, every team.
So you get free shipping on any order over every $85?
Yes. You're going there.
I'm going to order 86. Absolutely.
That would be free shipping
on any order over $85
at NBAstore.com.
I tell you what,
have you ever spent $85?
I'd like to find something in that store under $85.
Come on. Conley at the line.
They have great stuff at that store. They do. That's a great store. Get
Memphis on a
jerseys, all kinds of stuff.
Memphis on a 7-0 run to open up this half. Memphis up 5, Kevin. Duncan. They double down. Out of bounds. And that defense has turned it up a notch.
Digging back in on Timmy in the post. Look at that. Young comes in at the right time. Goes between Timmy's legs. Everybody's diving for the ball. Conley sells out completely with a hard dive for the ball and causes the turnover.
Conley. Gasol gives it to Randolph. Allen in the lane, spins. San Antonio is 0-3, 2 turnovers, no points here at the start of the third, and it's what Lionel Hollins expects and asks out of his team.
What Lionel Hollins did earlier this year, he got these guys playing defense in training camp in November, Matt, in December, and he said it took a while for our offense to start picking up and kicking in, but he wasn't going to get off the defense. And you look at that right now, they're one of the top defensive teams in the playoffs, and that starts in training camp with Lionel Hollins putting a premium on defense, doing a great job with his
defense leads to offense, and then San Antonio picking up a foul there. Penalty time.
Yep.
And they played the way they played is because they're more desperate. What do I tell you all year long? The desperate team usually wins. We have to get a sense of urgency. We can't be afraid of success, but we can't wait for it to come to us. We got to go grab that bull by the horn. And the way you do it is by executing on offense, start playing better defense, and getting on the glass and rebounding. Everybody's got to play with a sense of urgency.
Kevin, a great communicator in Lionel Hollins.
Oh, I love that. I love the way he talks to his guys. Blunt, right to the, this is what it is. And you know what? You got to be desperate. And my pops, who was a miner for 42 years in U.S. Steel, he used to say a hungry dog will fight harder. So you got to be hungry.
This is game 4 in Memphis, and here is the rest of the series. The Grizzlies lead it 2-1. Wednesday, game 5, and then if necessary, game 6 back here. Game 7 if necessary in San Antonio. Duncan with the running hook. McDyess backs it up. And Conley comes down with it. Gasol. Sam Young cut off by George Hill. 7-point advantage for Memphis, their largest lead. On the double team, a foul is called. It's on Tim Duncan, and that is his first.
And they're shooting right now on every foul. Memphis is shooting, so that's just a little reaching, and Sam Young's going to go to the line. But Sam Young got double teamed down there. A nice double team by Timmy came over, and you got to move the ball. You know, when 2 guard 1, Matt, I've been trying to explain to you that 3 has to guard 4. That's very hard to do.
Yes, it
you
is.
still haven't
Every morning at breakfast,
you don't learn very well. But my thing is, as soon as you draw 2, you got to move the ball and make everybody scramble. And that, again, we talked about it. That's where Memphis is at its best in the scramble type game. So they're getting double teams in the post, make them pay by passing the ball out and getting after it.
8-point advantage. Ginobili loses it. Hill scoops it back up. Shot clock at 7-3, and it doesn't fall, and Young comes away with it. No for San Antonio. No points. 0 of 5, and the Grizzlies are on a run, Kevin.
Another great pass by Zach Randolph to a hard-cutting Allen, and they hit the post, and they cut hard. The Memphis Grizzlies do not stand around when the ball goes in the post. They cut, and they look for layups off passing.
12-0 to begin this third. Duncan has it knocked away. Allen gives it up in transition. Sam Young with the flush. Gasol are rocking and rolling. This is a Grizzlies team that's successful.
Yeah, no question. You're talking the old classic big little lineup there, and you know what? I'm a little partial to the bigs myself. I like those big men going in there and rooting around and playing. And again, almost another turnover there.
Parker, the first bucket here in the third quarter. Coming out of the timeout, San Antonio 1 of 6 here in the third.
Right now, San Antonio's got an advantage, a little over big, but right now the only advantage you worry about is the score, and the score is Memphis up 10 right now.
3 turnovers here in the quarter, 6 fouls. Randolph, guarded by McDyess. On the cut, knocked out of bounds, 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and a 10-point advantage for Randolph and his Grizzlies. Tim Duncan, 2 points, 5 rebounds, 1 of 5, has a double-double in each of the first 3 games. Allen from the foul line. Foul on Conley, and that is his third. 64-52. San Antonio, the #1 seed in the West. Best 3-point shooting team in the NBA, just 3 of 11 here. 2 of 15 in Game 3 on Saturday in Memphis. Last touch by Memphis. It's San Antonio basketball. Ginobili, just 7 points. The big 3 of Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. Parker with 21. He's delivered. Ginobili and Duncan, as Ginobili fires away from deep. They now have a combined 12 points.
Tell you what, they're going to need Mono to get going. They're going to need Kid. They're going to need somebody here to get going. You know, Tony's been solid offensively. They're going to have to find that second and third option.
Allen, and Gary Neal tracks it down on the weak side. Ginobili had a big night in Game 3 with 23. In Game 2, first game he played in this series, had 17. The lone game that the Spurs won in the series. Parker weaving his way deep into the paint.
Great body control. He leaned in right before he took off and really got a piece of Gasol, bumped him off, went in with a nice little left-handed layup. Like I said, Tony is so clever in that paint.
Will Memphis be smart with the ball here? With a 12-point lead now, down to 7. And Conley, it's a 2.
Said it early, when Mike Conley's making that jumper, when they're going under the screen and roll, Matt, he becomes so dangerous because now if you start pushing up on him, he'll break you down and he'll find his teammates. He's leading this series in assists. He's been moving the ball very nicely for Memphis.
Memphis, Kevin, now shooting 50%. And a foul is going to be charged to Gasol.
Yeah, a little step-up screen here by Tim Duncan on Tony, and Tony goes, watch him lean in there. See that hit that he delivered to Gasol? I just love when guards do that. Sometimes you have to quick them, and sometimes you got to use a little contact to your advantage. And I hated guards like that, by the way, when I was a big guy coming over there, because you think you're going to block the shot, and all of a sudden the next thing they lean into you, hit you, get you off balance, and you can't extend to block the shot. And that's what Parker does such a great job of. He's slight of built, but he's really clever down there.
Gasol, that's his first. Battier checks in. And Shane Battier was with the Grizzlies in his first 5 years in the NBA, traded to Houston, and then the Grizzlies got him back. Conley. Ooh, crossover. Back up top. Here's Young, crossover, fires over Neal, shot doesn't go. Jefferson. Richard Jefferson is 0-2, 4 rebounds. Ginobili up top. San Antonio down 7. Duncan, 4 points, and a timeout taken by Lionel Hollins. And San Antonio is battling back in it. It's a 5-point game.
Here it is, a nice screen by Tim Duncan. Ginobili sees him. He doesn't hang out for a jump shot. He takes it to the hole, throws it down.
I think the guys' favorite community projects to be involved in are anything involved with the wounded soldiers. That's been great to see these guys who are very young and have gone to war and come back. It's fun to go out and be able to put a smile on someone's face, kind of give back to them a little bit, knowing as much as they've given to us.
San Antonio on a 9-2 run. Tim Duncan turned 35 today. It's a 5-point game coming out of the timeout. Randolph finds Conley. Young with the look. Shot doesn't go, and Parker comes away with a rebound. Parker with 23. McDyess, top of the circle, comes up short, and Young runs over Battier, getting to the glass.
Young said, Battier, get out of my way. That's my rebound. Just rolled over his teammate.
Second year out of the University of Pittsburgh. Here comes the Spurs once again, and a turnover. That's one of the issues for Tony Parker. I mean, 9 of 10, but now
that'll be a 7th. Yeah, that'll be a 7th turnover, Matt. And again, simple play. Just throw it ahead of Jefferson, lead him. You got a nice little fast break going, but right now, I would like to see the ball get punched into Zach Randolph a little bit and calm your offense down. I know you had a turnover last time, but hey, man, he's your show pony. He's the guy you go to right there. And
there he is.
There he is, right there. Oh, no. And he'll get it back. He's a Moses Malone type guy. He wants to get his statistics up. Throw it off the board, miss it, throw it out. That way you get 2 points and 2 rebounds.
Hey,
the machine.
Well, and you work toward that double-double, 11 points, and
exactly.
Now 8 rebounds.
Yeah, on one play. But that's what they're going to have to do. Punch it into Randolph and let him go to work to kind of calm this run down here by the Spurs.
Duncan comes right back.
Remember that slam dunk he got where he went down the hole and he got a pass from Manu Ginobili. You know, sometimes all it takes, Matt, is one shot like that to get you rolling. Now we're going to see if Timmy can kind of pitch in on the offensive end for the Spurs.
From the outside. Conley, 6 of 12. He has 15. You're talking about the big three of San Antonio. Everybody knows, but Memphis now is coming up, Kevin, with a big three.
Yeah, Gasol, Randolph, and Conley. And Conley is playing really well. He said, okay, Tony, had a good start as Parker rises up on the shot. This is a great box out by Shane Battier. But right now, you know, Conley is starting to feel it a little bit and playing very, very well in this pick and roll game.
The cut by Conley. Battier, here's O.J. Mayo. No. Gasol takes it away from Duncan. Oh, Marc Gasol!
2 minutes.
Great hands by Marc Gasol. Barely got a finger on that, controlled it and laid it in and stole that ball completely away from Timmy Duncan, as you see Gary Neal make a shot. And again, that's got to feel good for the Spurs to start seeing some other people make some shots like Gary Neal, who's really struggled in this series.
Conley, in and out. 7-point deficit for San Antonio. Parker on the inside. McDyess, touch pass. Duncan, and a foul. And it's on Duncan.
Marc Gasol's got a lot of skills. What a beautiful little drop pass there. Mayo shakes a three. Timmy thinks he has it. He just gets a fingernail on that ball, and he has the control to go up and lay that thing in. And again, Marc Gasol works very hard. And I said it earlier, Matt, and I'm going to repeat myself. I like watching this kid play. He just keeps getting better and better. His skill set, which was solid, he's improving in every area. You know, really has turned into one of the best centers in the NBA.
He's an old school type of center. 7'1", 265, 270, 26 years of age.
He hangs around the paint.
Yeah, which you like.
I like that. That's why I like him, maybe.
I mean, you do 7-footers stepping outside.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. 7-footers taking 20-footers. I don't know. Something about all that feet I don't like.
Timeout, 72-65, Grizzlies lead. All right, EJ, we were walking around Memphis, and of course we get stopped all the time. I'm walking with Kevin McHale, and there's a youngster that came up to you, asked you for your autograph, and said, what did he say? He goes, turnover. I watch you all the time on NBA Game Time.
Absolutely. And I said, you're right, I'm on Game Time. You watch me on Tuesday night with EJ and Chris Webber. And NBA Game Time is a great thing. NBA TV, I tell you, you can't get enough of that. I get my fix all the time on NBA TV. Cover everything. Great analysts, great people working there.
Terrell Arthur. Wow.
The assist from Craven.
76-65. Ginobili driving. Cut off. Splitter. And a foul is on O.J. Mayo with 55.7 seconds remaining here in this third. 14 on the shot clock. And what an impressive third quarter by Lionel Hollins' Memphis Grizzlies.
They started D'ing up. They got their hands on a lot of balls. They turned it over. They got stops. And right now the Grizzlies are feeling very, very comfortable. The ball's going to end up in Ginobili's hand with this group to make a play. Better end up there pretty quick.
Battier was taking it away in the passing lane. Vasquez on the floor. Battier, Gasol, Arthur, and Mayo. Vasquez. Here's Arthur. Got it!
The assist from Gravis Vasquez.
Largest lead. dribbling, scooped up, Arthur, Mayo. What a performance by the defense of the Memphis Grizzlies. 15 Spurs turnovers in the game, 18 points off of the turnovers. Memphis outscores San Antonio 30-15. The #1 seed in trouble in the Mid-South.
We're down 2 at the half. What's been the difference?
Well, we became the aggressor in the third quarter. We got steals, we got on the floor for loose balls, and we just started attacking.
By the same token, I heard you a couple times talking to the guys about keeping their emotions in check. With this young team, has that been a little bit tough too?
Well, it's an emotional game. You know, everybody wants to do well, and things don't go the way they want all the time. And I just tell them, just stay calm, stay poised.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck. Guys.
Mark, Kevin, the Grizzlies, the 8th seed, with a 2-1 lead in this series, open up the fourth quarter of Game 4 up 78-65. Closing out the third quarter 10-2, getting a turnover there. Cranking it up once again defensively.
Absolutely, forcing another turnover. That's the 8th turnover they've forced this half with the San Antonio Spurs. Their defense right now is locked in.
The cut. Mayo. George Hill with Jefferson, Splitter, Neal, and Parker. Jefferson hasn't scored. Hill off of the bench with 8. Neal spinning, cut off by Battier. Hill drops it in.
Nice hard drive there by George Hill, and they got to get some things going to the hoop. They got to get into the penalty early here. They got to get to the free throw line. I mean, they have a big mountain to climb. We talked about it, Matt, in the open. 3-1 is that's a big hole to climb out of, and the Spurs understand that. O.J. Mayo understands that also, too. Big 3 in the corner.
Mayo off the bench with 11. And a foul.
You know, good ball movement always leads to good shots. Look at that nice throw out. Again, they hit Mayo in the corner, close out a little late, and O.J. knocks that down and
he's got it.
Put the 3 pistols in, I guess. I'm not sure what that was.
The 3 goggles into the holsters.
I don't like those 3 goggles. No, I told you.
The Spurs, as Parker has it denied, they've made 4 threes. Memphis has made 4 threes. Watch out!
How about that? Darrell Arthur block shot on one end, sprint out, alley-oop dunk on the other.
Largest lead of the night.
This is after a block shot. Arthur outruns everybody on San Antonio, gets there, goes up, elbows in the rim, slam dunk. Memphis 83-67 over the Spurs.
For the Cinco stat of the night presented by Corona. Now the first 2 in a 5-game format and the last one in a 7-game format. A number 8 seed upsetting a number 1.
And I tell you what, this is the type of energy that it's going to take to work. Look at Darrell Arthur on the free throw line, sitting there. He comes in, the block shot, he's out of bounds. Off he goes, he's taking off, he's running. He gets up, that alley-oop, I mean, he is out of bounds. That is just effort. And you know what? Coach Holland said, you know what we need? We need to be more desperate. And they're more desperate right now. I tell you what, I am so impressed with the defense by the Memphis Grizzlies, and that effort by Darrell Arthur, beautiful.
Arthur, 8 points, Kevin. 6 in the last 3 minutes.
We talked about it. Everybody's got to give a positive contribution, and that's what the guy's doing. He's shooting 58, 59% from the field, and he just comes out there and he's giving positive minutes to this Memphis Grizzly team.
Arthur won a title at Kansas, beating the University of Memphis Tigers. Had 20 and 10 in that game. Comes down with a key rebound right there. Vasquez looks on the inside. Pass nearly taken away. And last touch by San Antonio. It'll be Memphis basketball. And where does San Antonio go now with 9:38? They had Parker early, Ginobili with a dozen. Duncan looked energetic, and they were cutting into the lead. Cut it to 5, a couple of dunks, a little hook.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I think it's going to be, they're going to come down, as you see Conley miss a shot there, and just Shane Battier just fighting and digging for everything. I mean, he's just the guy everybody loves. He's a glue guy on your team. Battier is just a tough guy. Look, Pops is going to sit Manu Ginobili and Tim a little bit longer. Then he's going to come in with his horses and try to close this game. And they got a chance, but they're going to have to get going right now. And they're going to have to do it in a hostile Memphis environment.
Can Jefferson get it going? Jefferson, it's a 3. They need it. Can't get it. And a loose ball foul. And it's going to go against Memphis as Splitter was on the inside trying to fight for position against Randolph. That's his 3rd. San Antonio, it's been a huge story in this series. They are just 4 of 14 from 3. 28.6%. Nearly 40% in the regular season from downtown. Hill, guarded by Arthur, cut off. Jefferson, 0 of 4. 15-4 run since the Spurs cut it to 5. Arthur. Got it.
Wow, as Arthur gives them a huge lift. Defensive block shots, making shots, and he feels comfortable. He's way bigger than Richard Jefferson on that post. He feels comfortable in there, as you see Neal driving into the paint.
Let's go to Atlanta and check in with EJ on what's the story in Dallas. Thanks, Ernie. And Duncan and Ginobili checking in. That one is tight. Game 5, and of course, once we're finished, Oklahoma City against Denver.
Russell Westbrook has been playing some basketball there. That guy rebounds, he attacks. He is so athletic. He's a jet with the ball. I mean, he's got just great speed.
What a second half put together by the Memphis Grizzlies from a defensive standpoint. And we talked about this before, how chaotic and hectic they get it. And Lionel Hollins, when we met with him prior, he was talking about your Celtic teams and just, against great teams, you could take away one thing, but they'll come and get you another way. And he said, keeps telling his players, you got to be versatile. Got to play a lot of different ways. Screen roll, got the low post game. You got Michael Conley hitting jump shots, offensive rebounds. There's a million different ways. Run out turnovers, be aggressive. You got Allen just putting his head down right now. And sometimes we have a tendency to look at what teams aren't doing, like what's San Antonio not doing. Hey, let's talk about what Memphis is doing. It's their defensive pressure. These young athletes are out there, as you see Neal rise up and make a 3, and they're going to need a lot of that right now. But the Memphis athletes are attacking, and there's no fear. There's no fear of the #1 seed San Antonio Spurs in any of these Grizzlies' eyes. They feel that they can win the series. Conley to Arthur. To the cutter, Allen! Pretty basketball! Wow. Beautiful basketball. Ginobili. Neal gives it back. Deflected. It's a 2, long range, and it won't go, and Gasol's right there. How surprised are you 89-72. The first 3 games close. The 2 wins by Memphis were late 3-pointers, Battier and Zach Randolph. The largest margin was the San Antonio Spurs victory, 6 points in Game 2.
I'm really surprised that Memphis, as George is attacking the hole hard, they're getting it back out to Neal. I'm so surprised that Memphis can hold this high-octane Spurs offense down in a game like this. They have 72 points with 6:35 to go in the fourth quarter. And again, it is what Memphis is doing. Their defense has been fantastic.
16 turnovers, 18 points.
Assist for Mike Conley.
91-72. Ginobili fighting back with 6:05 to go in Game 4 here in Memphis. The young Memphis Grizzlies right now leading the series 2-1 against the San Antonio Spurs. Battier. 94-74, the biggest lead of the night. Shane Battier from the corner. The San Antonio Spurs have won 4 titles. Tim Duncan has been the centerpiece. Is this it?
The last roundup.
Miller Lite, and the award winners thus far: Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard, Kevin Love; Most Improved Player, Lamar Odom, the 6th Man of the Year.
All well deserved. Those 3 awards to 3 guys who deserved them, played hard all year, and deserved their award.
Well, when you go out and get rebounds the way Kevin Love did this year. Here's Splitter backing down on Gasol to the cutting Neal. Air ball, Danny Green. Duncan and Ginobili are out.
Pops has emptied his bench. He brought all bench players in, and he said, hey, you know what, I'm not getting anything out of my starters. You guys go out there and see if you can get this thing close.
DeJuan Blair is on the floor. Steve Novak, Neal, Splitter, and Danny Green down 94-74. And early on, Lionel Hollins uses a timeout, and he talks about the desperation that San Antonio was bringing. And they led at the end of the first quarter, 26-21. But since that time, Memphis 27 points in the second, 30 in the third, and controlling things here in the fourth.
Oh, playing with a hunger and playing with a desire of contesting again. Look at that ball in the ball. Look at those guys fight for the ball.
All right, let's go to Atlanta and EJ. Kevin, that series that Dallas was turned into the series that I think a lot of people expected.
Yeah.
From the standpoint, it's going to go long. This one was a matchup that Memphis wanted. And Charles Barkley said, hey, the Grizzlies, how about that? Vasquez, 96-74.
Every person that Lionel Hollins has put in the game has given a positive contribution for this Memphis Grizzlies team.
Vasquez, under 4 minutes to play. Oklahoma City, of course, led by Durant, averaging 30. Westbrook, 25. as they look to sweep the Denver Nuggets. Arthur has been spectacular off of the bench.
And what a drop pass by Tony Allen. I mean, hit him in stride, and Arthur went in and threw it down. And man, this has just been a dismantling of the San Antonio Spurs today.
What a way to go down here in Game 4. Arthur, on draft night, he was traded 3 times. It was property of 4 different teams. Wound up with the Memphis Grizzlies for Dante Green and a second-round pick. Durrell, it's worked out. Game 5, Memphis in San Antonio on a Wednesday, if necessary. Game 6 and Game 7.
Well, in my first year in the NBA, we were down 3-1, going back home to Boston, playing the Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. So I know it can be done, but it's a deep hole. You know, and San Antonio is going to have to find some offense and find some things to counteract this just aggressive Grizzlies team.
Here's Smith, who came over with Battier on the deal with Houston on the floor. Haddadi sends it on the inside. Leon Poe, a late addition. Poe played for Boston in 2008 along with Tony Allen. Chris Wallace bringing over some of that experience. Neal knocks it down. Only 8 teams have ever come back from a 3-1 deficit to win a best-of-7 NBA playoff series. You mentioned 1981. And Phoenix doing it against the Lakers. Poe. The shot doesn't go with 2:20 now left. 98-78. And, you know, one of the trends was if the bigs had it going for Memphis, they won. But as Lionel Hollins and we discussed that versatility, and it was the backcourt, Conley, Allen combining for 27, and then the bench productivity. And bench productivity with Durrell Arthur.
I agree. I mean, you know, Sam Young has 8 points. You look at Arthur at 14 points, Mayo 11, Battier 9. You know, Vasquez has 9 points. It was a total team effort here tonight by the Memphis Grizzlies, but their defense is what impressed me, and they scrambled. They had San Antonio turning the ball over, and you see Leon Poe shooting a 3 from out there. And, you know, they have 17 turnovers, San Antonio does, for 20 points. 20 points off those 17 turnovers for the Memphis Grizzlies.
You talk about the balanced offense that during the regular season you saw with San Antonio. Well, Memphis had that tonight. 9 players scoring between 8 points and 15. Nobody more than 15. And this place in Memphis on their feet. Their Grizzlies up 2 games to 1. Nearing a minute remaining in Game 4 in a 3-1 lead in a first-round matchup. The 8-seed Grizzlies in control against the number 1 seed San Antonio with under a minute to go.
Yeah, Matt, as I said, it's 3-1 now, and if you're San Antonio, you're going home, you say, guys, we got one thing to do. We got Game 5. That's it. Don't worry about 3-1. Don't worry about anything. Our goal is to be back here in Memphis for Game 6. We got to force these guys to win a game, you know, that they need to win. A young Memphis team, as you see Ish Smith score there, a young Memphis team, put them in a situation where they say you have one more home game in this series and see what you do. See if you can extend it to 7. And again, like I said, you know, I've been there before as a player, and it can be done, and you better have home court. I think having home court to do it is you know, essential. So games 5 and 7 potentially will be played in San Antonio. So again, they've got to get their dauber up. You look at the bench right now; they look shell-shocked. I mean, they're
Jefferson
really
scoreless.
Exactly, and then
Duncan 6 points.
Took the words out of my mouth, and then they better get more than 10 points combined out of Jefferson, Duncan, and McDyess.
102-83. Michael Heisley, the owner of the Memphis Grizzlies. He said, go out and gave Chris Wallace the opportunity. Hey, you want to go get Shane Battier? You want to make some moves down the stretch? felt that this was a team that could get into the postseason. And, you know, a young team, a little bit of belief and confidence.
And hustle
talent.
and desire and toughness and grit and grind.
Yes.
And all those things they have in Memphis go a long way.
And it goes a long way for this city as well. A city that has been touched by this team in the style that they play. The heart, grit, and grind. That's going to do it. Memphis wins it. They lead 3-1. Only 8 teams have come back from a 3-1 deficit. Gasol, 9 points, 9 rebounds. And Kevin, San Antonio is in trouble as we send it over to Mark Fine.
All right, I'm with Mike Conley. Mike, a lot of folks around the country didn't know a whole lot about this Memphis Grizzlies team. But are you even a little bit surprised that you take the third game by this many points?
Not at all. You know, we've been doing this all season long. We're a team that doesn't get a lot of attention just because of the market, but we've been playing great. We've been playing great basketball, playing together, and we're able to beat good teams like San Antonio. We just got to do it one more time.
How about the job you've been doing on Tony Parker? I assume you're pretty pleased with yourself.
I am. I'm making him take tough shots. He had a pretty good night tonight, but he was more aggressive offensively and didn't look for guys for drop-offs and passes, so I did my part.
Big guys doing pretty good for you too, huh?
Mark and Z, man, they're our horses. We look to them to make the big plays. They've done great for us so far, and hopefully they can do it for us at least one more time.
All right, good luck. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Matt, back to you.
Thank you, Mark. You take a look now out west, Kevin. Memphis 3-1 over San Antonio.
Yeah, you see Oklahoma City there, 3-0 on Denver. Lakers, New Orleans tied up. Dallas, Portland tied up.
Game 4 of the Thunder Nugget series coming up. After a quick break, we'll send you to Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. A huge night in Memphis, Tennessee.
And I sang with all my might. She said, tell me, are you a Christian child? And I said,